So it's bonus questions time on this little packet I gave you. Hopefully you can figure out some of these bonuses. The actual first bonus is probably the roughest one because it's got geometry in it. But, you know, all of y'all made A's and B's in geometry, right? You should know it. And even in this class, it's on there. The STD form of a circle is x minus h all squared plus y minus k all squared equal to r squared. So I need to write equations because it talks about intersecting the circle, and I'm going to use my TI-84 to do this. This is x, this is h, that's k. So this becomes x minus 2 all squared plus y minus 3 all squared. If you take the 6 and you square it, you get 36. All right, so now I actually have two equations. Now what I have to do is I have to solve them to get them in the y equals form. Now this one's pretty easy. Negative 4y is negative 3x plus 12. Divide out the negative 4. Y is 3/4 x minus 3. And I'm going to put that right there. 3/4 x minus 3. That one was easy. This one has to be solved for y. Not as easy, but it's not that bad. The opposite of addition is subtraction. A couple of y'all will get this. Hopefully you guys, teach math to the next generation or actually use the math because you're able to do stuff like this, and not everybody is. And now the opposite of squaring is square rooting, so I square root both sides. Don't do anything with this. Don't think this becomes 6 minus x minus 2 because it sure does not. You cannot simplify this because of the minus symbol. There's nothing you can do with it, okay? But anyways, you shouldn't anyways. Y minus 3 is plus or minus the root of 36 minus x minus 2 all squared. And then we just add 3. I should actually have a place for y3 over here because you're going to need it. So y is 3 plus or minus the root of 36 minus x minus 2 all squared. There is no plus or minus symbol when it comes to graphing. So one of these is 3 plus that root, and the other one is 3 minus that root. And it's time to graph. We got our 3/4 of x. You can use the fraction key if you want to. You don't need to for something that small. Minus 3. 3 plus root 36 minus x minus 2 squared. 3 minus root 36 minus x minus 2 all squared. You do zoom 6. Your calculator window is rectangular, that's why you're not actually seeing the circle. If you want it to be more circular, hit zoom, where is it at? Square. Makes it a square. Plays with the ratio. Now it looks more circular. And the TI-84 also does not graph circles in entirety. There's always this gap here. They haven't been able to fix that yet. But you're missing those pieces. They're there, okay? But there's an intersection here, and there's an intersection there. I missed it because I was looking at the calculator from this perspective. But anyways, you just hit second trace 5 for intersect. You do need to pay attention to where your cursor's at. Right now it's in Y1. If I press enter, it jumps to Y2. But the bottom half of the circle was formed by 3 minus, so I have to hit the down arrow. Enter, enter. There's an intersection where x is 0.32. Second trace 5, intersect again. This is going to be the intersection between Y1 line and Y2, the top half of the circle. So I'm going to take my cursor, I'm going to get it over here. Press enter. The cursor automatically jumps to Y2. Enter, enter, enter. And the intersection's at 8. So that wasn't too bad. Here you have a rational inequality. And these are doable in a calculator. They're not bad. They're great if the numbers are pretty, but these aren't going to be pretty. I'll use the fraction key there, just because it looks better. Nice thing about the fraction key is if you don't have to use parentheses, if you're only doing like one kind of thing or one factor at the bottom. And y2 is 2x minus 5, zoom 6. There's the fraction, the rational function. And here comes the line. There's two intersections, one there, one there. Second trace, sorry. Now, I need to talk about what's going on. You want to know where, specifically where this is above. It is above all the way from here to here and from here to here. But there's something else that the calculator doesn't draw. There's what you call a vertical asymptote at x equals 1. Because when x is 1, I wish I had a Sharpie here, but I don't. When x is 1, you're dividing by 0. So this function never has a chance to be 1. But from negative infinity all the way to 1, you are above the red line. So negative infinity all the way to 1 is true. And from 1 to this intersection, you are not. The blue line is below. So we need to find this intersection. Second trace 5 intersect. Get my cursor close. Enter, enter, enter. It says the intersection's at 1.7639. So union with 1.7639. And the reason I'm going ahead and union with is because the blue line is only above the red line from here to here. So I'm going to find the other intersection. And Mr. Milbrath just noticed he made a mistake with his notation. I'll fix it in a second. Enter, enter, enter. 6.2361. Brackets. They're supposed to be brackets. Even though I'm rounding, I'm going to use brackets. And then after that point right there, the red line takes over. It's higher than that graph for the rest of eternity. Just what the graph's suggesting. It's not going to suddenly change shape. It's just going to start curving down. All right, that's that one. That one had that horizontal vertical asymptote. That's a new concept. We'll try and talk about them this year. It just depends on how far behind we get. And we are behind, for all those you aren't keeping up. All right, so these have to be solved for y. This one's easy peasy. Negative 4y is negative 2x plus 9. Divide by negative 4. Y is a half of x minus 9 quarters. This one's going to take a little bit of work. It's not that bad, but you follow the first commandment of math, and if you can pull it, pull it. And actually, this needs to be jumped over here. Negative xy is 4 minus x. Divide by a negative x. It wasn't that bad, was it? So y is 4 minus x over negative x. There's my two equations. Y equals, graph them, see what we get. I got that half x minus 9 quarters. It was just quicker to type a decimal. And then I'm going to use parentheses on this one. You can use the fraction key if you want. Parentheses 4 minus x divided by parentheses negative x. You need to be comfortable with both. Because when you take your end of course test in here, I don't know whose calculators you're going to get. If I'm watching you take the test, you got mine. But if I'm not, you don't. And all we're doing is looking for equality, which happens there and there. So second trace 5 for intersect. Get close. Enter 3 times. One of my x values is 1.6492. Second trace 5. Get close. Press enter. Enter, enter, enter. And the other one is 4.8508. There's your two answers. It's not that hard. So hopefully a couple more of y'all, especially all you honors kids, get bonuses. Should.